Well, hey, my friend. Welcome to Bloggers on Fire, the go to podcast for bloggers who want to grow and monetize their blog. I'm so excited you're here. I'm your host, Melanie Ferguson. Well, hey, my friend. Welcome back to the podcast. This week, I want to chat with you a little bit about what I like to call Evergreen Gold. And this is when we create content that is actually going to fuel your blog the entire year through. So, when I first started blogging, I didn't really know any difference between evergreen content and seasonal content. So, I'm going to take a second just to kind of explain. So, seasonal is pretty self explanatory. It's kind of the posts that really relate to certain holidays or certain times of the year or certain celebrations throughout the year. And they're very, very specific. They have specific points, keywords, images, all the things. Evergreen are those posts that are a little more generic. So they are also high performing, but they last a little bit longer. They provide a little bit more of what we're looking for in the way of consistency with our blog traffic and income. And these are things that lend to like how to guides or just advice that's timeless or just addressing common problems in your niche would be evergreen content. So this last week, I got an email from my friend Carly Campbell. I'll link her podcast episodes below. She is an absolute genius when it comes to Pinterest. And she talked about a little experiment she did with her very own blog. And I love that about Carly. She's always experimenting for us with her own content. So she had an evergreen post, one of these ones that was just vanilla. It lasts all year long, and it was a post that did really, really well for her. And in a 30-day window, she noticed that evergreen post was bringing in about a $25 RPM that was yielding her about $633. So stick with me here. She took that evergreen post and created a whole new post with the same exact content. She changed the title and she changed the intro paragraph and she changed the keywords that she was chasing after to match the season that was coming up. So for her, it was fall. Fall was coming up, and so she added fall keywords and reworded the intro paragraph. So this new blog post has a new URL. It's the same exact content, same exact images, new title, and new intro paragraph and keywords. And she found that that blog post way outperformed the original blog post. And it received a $37 RPM and $818 in a 30-day window. So, knowing those two things, she went ahead and did a third trial post where she created completely new content on the same exact idea. So, it was the same concept, but a brand new blog post with new images, new SEO, new content, new title, new paragraphs, everything. And specific to that new seasonal niche that she was trying to hit. And so that one outperformed the other two completely with the income. So it got her a $36 RPM and a $979 return. And so I share that with you to hopefully help you start thinking a little bit outside of the box with your content. I know it did for me, and just really start to think about repurposing some of that older content that maybe is evergreen that could be weaved into a specific holiday or multiple holidays. And so what I took from her little experiment was not just that you could take evergreen content and tweak it to fit into your holidays. It was the fact that you could also do the opposite. You could take high performing seasonal content and pull out the evergreen aspects of it and make it into an evergreen post. And I'll tell you a couple of examples so that I don't just completely lose you on this. But I also took away the fact that she didn't have just income from the one post doing very well. She had tripled that into 3 separate posts doing equally, in my opinion, as well as each other. So she had the post A that was performing at $600 a month, B was 800, and C was 900. So instead of just relying on that one evergreen post for $600, which is great, and it was just going along every month, making her the consistent income, she doubled down on it and was making an extra $1,700 a month on that content just by tweaking a few things to fit the season. Does that excite you? I'm like really, really motivated by this. So you might be wondering, how much can I get away with? Would it be duplicate content on my blog? Will Google frown upon this? Well, Carly has always said she's not a big, she doesn't do a lot specifically just for Google. She does most of her business for Pinterest. So she's not really as concerned as some other people might be when it comes to this particular concept and idea of repurposing the content. Now, I think that for me, I would just change enough of the content. They say if you can change at least 20%, that it would be considered a new post. So I might skip post idea B, where it was in the middle, where she just changed the title and the intro and left everything else the same, and maybe skip over to post C, where it actually way outperformed the other 2, and she changed the images, she changed the keywords to fit the new season that she was posting it for, as well as the title and the intro. And it's a little more work, but it's totally worth it. You didn't have to come up with a new concept. You didn't have to reinvent the wheel. You're literally just molding that same piece of high performing content to fit the current season. Now, you can also, of course, which was one of her biggest strategies, was create new pins for this content based on the season. So imagine you have a post that's doing really well and you tweak it for the upcoming season and you put out new pins for it for the new content. You're going to get double the traffic is the idea. No guarantees here. I'm just telling you the idea, and this is exactly what I'm going to try. So think about, and you don't even have to think about, you can go into your Google Analytics. This is what I did, and see what is performing really well for you right now. And then also kind of see what performed really well last year for the upcoming holidays or the upcoming season. So if you're in the creative niche, like most of us listening here are, you're going to have very defined posts that are specific to fall and to Christmas. And as of this recording, it's the middle of the summer. So I actually looked ahead to see what actually performed really well for me last fall. And when I did that, I found this, you know, tulle bow. And the tulle bow actually does well for me all year round. So it is my evergreen piece. And I am going to tweak that post all about how to make this tulle bow. Right now, I have it specific for weddings. I'm going to actually tweak it to be specific for gift wrapping so that I can hit Christmas. And I'm going to also tweak it specifically to be for a wreath, which is probably a secondary evergreen. But you get the idea. You're going to change up the post to fit the season. So right now, one of my higher performing posts is brownie mix cookies. So I'm like, put on my thinking cap and figure out how I can make brownie mix cookies, tweak it to also be for the holidays. Well, I think that's not going to be a difficult thing. It's going to be like the best Christmas cookies to take to a party or something of that nature. But you're going to just take your post and fix it for the holiday. I also have an outdoor lighting post that does really, really well and peaks in the summer months, as it should, because it's for outdoors, it's for my patio. And I think I can tweak that to fit Christmas the Christmas season as well, and say outdoor lighting for the holidays, you know? So and I have a paint colors. Sorry, I'm just, like, on a roll. I'm so excited about this concept, you guys. So I have a paint colors one, and I think I'm gonna do paint colors seasonally too, like, switching them up. And so you're gonna want to do I think it's synergistic, kind of picking your evergreen top performing posts and tweaking them seasonally, as well as taking some of those seasonal posts and tweaking them to be more evergreen. And that way, my friend, I think that we will be able to create more of a steady, consistent traffic for the blog and therefore income for the blog than these ups and downs and hills and valleys that we naturally hit when it's seasonal content, right? Or a lot heavy seasonal content. They say that the J months are the slowest, and we are feeling it right now. We've got January, June, and July. But I think with these ideas and putting these into place right now, while it might be a little bit slower, is a great plan to avoid the hills and valleys next year at this time. So, what do you think? You guys give me feedback. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're going to try to do. Keep track of everything in your planner. I did create a planner for you guys that I want to tell you all about. Hey, Melanie Ferguson here. I have created a content planner for creatives that's unique to content creators. It's a 52-week planning guide and calendar designed to help you manage your time, help you stay organized, consistent, and really just know what to do and when. From planning your content to making sure you're on track every single week, this planner allows you to focus on what matters most for your business. So if you're looking for a way to keep all of your things organized, be able to be ahead of the game and know exactly what to do and when, check it out at creativesonfirepodcast.com/planner. That's creativesonfirepodcast.com/planner. Thank you so much, my friend, for tuning in each and every week. If you learned something new or were inspired from today's episode, I would be incredibly grateful if you would take a minute and just leave a review. Bonus points if you share this episode by screenshotting it and tagging me on social at Creatives on Fire Podcast. I'll share you in my stories when you do. In the meantime, keep rocking your business and don't forget, no one else will ever be you. And that is your creative superpower.